Welcome to my tarot card reading for Scorpio 2014. Let me do a summary for those that are not interested to listen the rest of the video. Scorpio 2014 is a month where the majority of the decisions that you're going to make are based as a response mechanism, be it because you're aware of it or not, doing it consciously or unconsciously. You're going to be reacting, and this is not a good mixture. This is like drinking and driving, texting and driving. Is a little bit problematic, and it's going to be a little bit problematic for you, my dear Scorpio. So be very, very, very careful during 2014, because the vast majority of the events that you're going to experience are reactionary impulses, let's put it like that, where you might regret what you're going to do, especially next year. Okay, this is more or less an introduction, so you have an idea what 2014 is bringing. But if you want to know the dynamic of everything that I just mentioned in this introduction, in this summary, then you're more than welcome to stay and listen to the rest of the tarot card reading. Scorpio 2014. This is the beginning, the opening of the tarot cards. We have Chang'o, we have La Luna, the moon, and then we have Obatala. Notice that Obatala is working into this direction. In other words, what we see here is the moon related with emotions. Notice that there is a heart that has been stabbed, but at the same time, notice that it's upside down, which means that there is a healing process that has started or is going to start during 2014. Someone or something hurt your feelings. Someone did something to you that you are feeling hurt. When this is going to start this process, I don't know. It probably started already in 2013, and now the healing process starts now in 2014, or probably during the first trimester. That's when it starts. The thing is that there is going to be a healing process. Obatala is here to bring you peace, inner peace, trying to help you, assist you with this process, because it's going to be a very interesting mental, psychological, and emotional process that you're going to be through. There's going to be a lot of impulsiveness here. So this Obatala is trying to bring calmness. Okay, and this is a very interesting dynamic. Okay, that we're going to start seeing, and when you start seeing the rest of the reading, you are going to understand why I'm saying this, why these tarot cards came here first. Now, when we put this together with astrological cards, we have here the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups representing Neptune, Scorpio, and then we have the Eight of Wands. 8 is related with judgment, passing judgment. What are you going to pass judgment on? Yourself, your ego, your persona. What are you going to be analyzing about yourself? What are you going to be judging yourself? This is a very interesting question, because Neptune is in Scorpio according to this tarot card reading. I'm not saying that astrologically Neptune is Scorpio. I'm saying that the tarot card that came here is Neptune Scorpio. So there's going to be a tendency for you to overanalyze yourself, and this might trigger some depression, some anxiety, isolation, withdrawal. Not only that, might bring a little bit of confusion, but at the same time, this is a very interesting dynamic. You might feel propelled, pushed into trying to understand the big picture. A tendency to study metaphysics, astrology, tarot cards, whatever it is, even philosophy and psychology. Okay, there's a tendency, because there is an urge, a desire to try to understand why you're feeling the way you're feeling, why you're going through this process. Because you're Scorpio and you like to dig out a lot of emotions and feelings. You need to rationalize, recycle all this stuff. It's about birth and death. And this is a kind of dynamic. And then we understand then why Obatala shows up here. Because Obatala would be something similar to Jupiter Sagittarius, the Eight of Wands, trying to help you bring this energy. And if you're not doing it, then I advise you to start reading about chakras, metaphysics. Get the picture, right? So this is a kind of dynamic that we have here during 2014 for you. And it's very important for you, my dear Scorpio, because we have Saint Margaret and the Devil, which is upside down. And then we have the Six of Coins. And then we have Saint James, the Knight of Staff. Saint James is the one who, according to the Catholic Church, the peace be with you, or I don't know how it's said in English, but when the Catholic at the end of the Mass, they hug each other and they wish them peace and love. Now you can hug salute your brother, hug your brother, and wish him peace. The peace be with you. That is related with him. But then is upside down, letting us know that there is not willingness to sacrifice anything, Scorpio. There's going to be this desire of not sacrificing anything, and is going to be is going to be difficult for you, because it's going to bring you lack of peace. Okay, this could be mental anguish, phobia, anxiety, depression, because you're holding on into something, you're not letting go. In other words, that's what the tarot cards are saying. And the tarot cards are saying, if you want to get out of this situation, you have to let go. You have to sacrifice. If you want inner peace, mental peace, then you have to let go. You have to sacrifice. You have to compromise. Okay, Scorpio, that's what the tarot cards are saying. And that's why we have Obatala here trying to bring mental peace, inner peace to your life. He's trying. Now the thing is, will you let him? That's a different story. Okay? This dynamic, in other words, is like the tarot cards are saying that you are technically in some kind of abyss. Okay? And there's going to be a lot of mental confusion, and you really need to let go. You have to face reality. You have to see the big picture, and reading about these topics are going to help you. Okay, that's why Obatala is here, trying to bring clarity of mind, and that is represented by Jupiter Sagittarius, by means of studying something related with spirituality, metaphysics, etc. Okay, that's for you, my dear Scorpio, for next year 2014. Scorpio 2014. You heard what I said in the introduction, the opening of the cards. And now we have here the Judgment card representing the first trimester. There's a fear, maybe panic or phobia to change. You are clinging to what you had or what you wanted that now is not there anymore. There's a fear to change. That's the kind of stuff that we're going to experience during the first 3 months of the year, the first trimester. Okay? By the second trimester, what we have here is a bubbling of emotions that are going to affect us psychologically, mentally. This is the High Priestess. She's the one that has the key to the knowledge and all this kind of stuff. But also, this tarot card reminds me of Carl Gustav Jung, where he mentioned that we all humans have like a basement in our mind, that it takes us to the collective unconscious, or the collective conscious, whichever one you prefer to call it. And in this time, it seems like that the shadow also all these psychological elements start bubbling, start emerging some way, somehow, and they just pour down in your life. So if you're feeling very emotional, you're having episode of phobia, depression, withdrawal, and isolation, they're going to be more obvious during the second trimester. By the third trimester, what we have here, Scorpio, is then that now you enter a mood of being on the defensive mode or offensive. It depends. You are standing there doubting everyone's intentions. You don't trust anyone, technically speaking, and you are on expectation because everyone is the enemy. Everyone is out there to get you. Technically, that's the kind of energy that is manifesting by the third trimester. So you're going to be in this mood of being on the defensive, of the offensive mode. Get the picture, right? This is a waste of energy, by the way, Scorpio. But that's how the cards are saying that you're going to be reacting. By the last trimester, Scorpio, here we have the Eight of Swords, and the tarot cards are saying that what is going to happen is that you're going to blindfold yourself, you're going to close your eyes, and you're just going to jump, you're just going to do it, you're going to get into a situation, good or bad, you don't care, you're just going to do it, and you're going to get into a situation that you're probably going to regret it. It's going to be a very tough situation that you are going to get into. Why? Because see the dynamic. We see all this fear or change that is going to affect our judgment, and we're going to be on the defensive mode, and we're just going to close our eyes to reality, to our circumstances, and we're just going to do it and just get into the situation. This is harmful because you might get into a relationship. So in other words, you're walking out of a situation that was bad to get into a situation that might be worse. In other words, you get out of a job, a relationship, whatever it is, to get in someone that probably is going to be worse, because you just don't want to see reality. That's the kind of energy that we're going to start seeing for the last trimester of 2014. Then we have the vertical line, and the vertical line, what we have here is this, and what the tarot cards are saying is that this fear of change is the one that is pushing you into this defensive offensive mode of wasting energy because everyone is out to get you. Technically, that's what the tarot cards are saying. And then these emotions are clouding your judgment, the horizontal line, to the point that you are blindfolded. And then we have to remember that Neptune Scorpio is here. So this kind of dynamic is going to create a lot of confusion, and is going to numb your judgment. Is going to create a very shameful dynamic where you don't want to see. It's like you have scales on your eyes. You have something in your eyes that doesn't let you see. Be it because you're doing it consciously or unconsciously. Unconsciously, we understand you're not aware of it. You're just reacting to it. But the reaction is not the best one. Okay? So, again, that's why I'm letting you know that if you want inner peace, clear mind, then you should consider reading and studying all these subjects that I already mentioned. When we put the horizontal line and the vertical line together, what we have a very interesting dynamic, and the tarot cards are emphasizing again studies. The Page of Pentacles or coins, studies, a lot of thinking, a lot of analysis, and this is the tarot card represents Capricorn. Again, this is a stage where it's time to let go, and there's going to be a lot of mental processes. If you are aware of it, then you are aware that you're starting analyzing yourself, all this stuff. But if you're not aware of it, that means that life is putting you in situations, like I said we might be aware of not that we are getting into this situation because of what I said, the fear, etc., that is pushing us to unconsciously get into these situations where life then sees the opportunity to educate us, teach us lessons in order for us to open our eyes and see the big picture, try to understand things, the dynamic. Then here we have the strength, which can be seen as a yin and yang thing. What we can see is that some Scorpio are going to have the guts to grab the bull by the horns and face reality and say, no, it's time for me to do something. It's time for me to let go. I have the strength. But there might be some other Scorpios that they won't have the strength to face reality. They won't have the strength. They will have no clues what is going to in their life. But I'm telling you what is happening, past experiences are coming back. The unsolved issues are emerging, haunting you back, and you have to deal with it in order to go to the next chapter in your life. And then we have the Neptune Scorpio that is creating a lot of isolation, withdrawal, depression, phobia, blah, blah, blah. Okay? If you are the second person, the second group that don't know how to deal with it, you don't have the strength, you give up and just let it be, then there is a high probability that you might end up in a hospital, psychiatric hospital with depression or something around that line. Okay, my dear Scorpio. Scorpio, we have here what I call the trilogy. On the trilogy, we have the Eight of Swords, and we have the Seven of Staff, and we have the Five of Coins. We're talking about here that 2014 is going to be a month where you're going to react. Mainly, you're not going to think clearly. That's the tendency. And this is a problem because first, you're going to be fighting. It's like fighting with the air. It's like you have your eyes closed, you're blindfolded, and you're fighting against an imaginary enemy. It could be real, but you're fighting, but because you can't see, or you don't want to see, usually is the last option. We don't want to see, especially because this is what it means, this card. What we have then is a situation that you are fighting strongly to keep the status quo, to think things afloat. And that's a lot of waste of energy, like I said, because you are in the mode that everyone is out there to get you. And the boogeyman, the famous boogeyman. And then we have this dynamic where there might be a door open for you, but you won't be able to see the door open. An opportunity, a chance, you won't be able to see it. It's like the door has been closed, which makes it worse because it means that then difficult times might approach you if you don't step back, take a deep breath, and think clearly. That's why I'm telling you, try to have a reading related with metaphysics, chakras, whatever it is, okay? Because it's going to help you, especially during this year, my dear Scorpio. We have here the Fool. Once again, impulsiveness, jumping into action without thinking. Whatever it is, that's what I'm going to do. I don't care. I don't care what people say. I'm going to do it. We close our eyes to reality. We don't want to see it. We don't want to face it. Whatever is the reason. Okay? We're going to do it because that fear of change, we are holding on to something. We're holding into emotion that we really need to solve the problem. And we're holding into it. It's just a fear to change, a panic, a phobia, whatever it is, that is going to push you, Scorpio, to react, to jump into action, to get into a situation that you might regret probably next year. Okay, that's what the tarot cards are saying. And this is more interesting. The tarot cards here, we have the Ace of Cups, contracts, matrimony, business, associates or partners or whatever you want to call it. And this whole dynamic is going to create a dynamic where you might be in a defensive or an offensive mode, closely related with a partner. This is related with contracts, and the matrimony is a contract. You have to keep that in mind. So you have to keep that in mind. It's a contract, and we're talking about a business partner that did something, and now you are on the defensive or an offensive mode. You don't trust the person. Blah blah blah. Okay. It could be also, we have also social contracts. Okay, relationships. And that's what we're talking about here. We're going to be in that mode. Everyone is out there to get me. Okay, we're not trusting anyone, especially during 2014, because we've been hurt. Let me give you an example. You've been raped when you were a kid. Those are big issues. During 2014, you have to deal with that. Some way, somehow, that is going to gush out of your psyche, and you have to deal with it some way, somehow. You have trust issues. You have to deal with it. This is the kind of dynamic that I'm talking about, and this is going to push you to everything that I'm saying. And one of them is also to be on the defensive mode, okay, where you don't trust anyone, and that's harmful, because it's going to create a lot of confusion. It might push you into depression, etc., etc. I'm not going to repeat myself because I already mentioned all that stuff, okay? So this is your reading, Scorpio, 2014. I hope that what I'm saying, you don't see it as something negative, but something that is going to help you to be prepared so you can deal with it in a more efficient way, okay? Have a wonderful 2014. Till next time.